A hearty welcome everyone to Taraka Railways. I hope you're all doing fine. We are in South Africa, a bit coldies, wildies this morning, and all about the cold front that hit us suddenly with a sudden snowfall that we've been experiencing. But nevertheless, we are playing trains and we're keeping warm. We've got hot chocolates, Marlows, chocolate cake, and a home hearty cooked meal just waiting and ready to warm us up during the day. So join me for the roll out version of the Lord Rathmore in the LMS Patriot class. And now looking at the box is quite tatty. It's an old box. But nevertheless, I think this is obviously, like I mentioned before, part of the 1978, 79, 1980 locomotives that came out from Hornby Railways. So looking at the side of the box, at least we've got the model sticker or the information that's been stuck on the side with the box sealed. We can see it's been opened, and it is the R308 LMS 460 wheel arrangement logo, and it's the Patriot class Lord Rathmore. Looking at the front of this locomotive, like I pointed out before, that the easy trench has got a little bit more black in the wheels. That's actually more blackened out, and the sides of the logo, so it has a more of a blacked outlined look. And then here at Lord Rathmore, we've got more of a silver chromy look to the wheels and the finish in general. But looking at the front, we'll see that the smokes box is painted and the numbers also nicely applied to it. And obviously this locomotive does not have sprung buffers, and it is a tender driven locomotive. We can see the bogie and the smoke deflectors coming up on the front, and then obviously the nice colour scheme of the LMS. The coaches are finished inside with a light whitish color of the interior, as well as some of the made in China coaches that you get from Hornby are normally a light brown, so that's a difference in the LMS coaches by Hornby. Now working our way on the side, we can see the nameplate of the logo, and with the splashes nicely applied. And looking on the side of the logo here, we'll see the toolbox and other finishes, as well as the numbering on the cab with the black yellow outlining. Now, just like the other locomotives featured in the Patriot class, this cab has also got great finishes inside, and I got the vacuum pipes with the logo as well as the two drivers. I decided to paint them and to install them. And now moving over to the tender of the locomotive, we'll also see the yellow-black lining very nicely done, and then of the crimson light colour just standing out and just taking over this locomotive. And we will see that the colour scheme is nicer done than the previous easy trench version. But moving along, so yes, concentrating on the nice finishes at the tender at the bottom, you'll also see less yellow lining at the bottom of the Lord Rathmore than versus the easy trench lining at the bottom of the steps. Here's an aerial view of the locomotive. And now just making our way back again to the front, and we can see the nameplate very nicely done, and the splashes and other details nicely applied to the locomotive, and the piping in silver and the handrails. And now we're going to our favorite part of this episode, and we're going to the history of the Lord Rathmore. So the Lord Rathmore LMS Hornby Model R308, and it's a LMS 460 with arrangement as previously stated. So the locomotive number in the Patriot class is number 5533, and the locomotive was built in April of 1933 at Derby Works. Pre-1934 LMS number was 5905, and the post-1934 LMS number was 5533, and the BR number for this locomotive was 45533. The LMS Crimson Lake locomotive with the smoke deflectors and a really nice version of Hornby, and for the year 1978-79 going on 1980, the models that were launched by Hornby, it's not a bad locomotive at all. Being a tender driven locomotive is not an issue at all. So coming back to the history of this locomotive, the Lord Rathmores were withdrawn in September 1962. So the LMS Lord Rathmore locomotive was withdrawn in September of 1962. And as you know, I really enjoyed having some LMS locomotives on the layout. So as we're moving along and looking at the video at Taroko, I'm going to delve into a little bit of history of the LMS Patriot class. The Patriot class was a class of 52 express passenger steam locomotives built for the London, Midland and Scottish Railway. The first locomotive of the class was built in 1930 and the last in 1934. The class was based on the chassis of the Royal Scot, combined with a boiler from large Clothans, earning them the nickname Baby Scots. A total of 18 were rebuilt to create the LMS rebuilt Patriot class between 1946 and 1948. The numbering of the similar LMS Jubilee class continued on from where the Patriots left off. This was because 5552 up till 5556 were ordered as Patriots to be renumbered 6040 up till 6044, but built with taper boilers as Jubilees on the orders of Sir William Stanier. Naming of the class was somewhat erratic. Some retained old Clotho names, whilst others continued the military associations of the names Patriot and St. Dunstan's, and 13 carried names of holiday resorts served by the LMS. Now running along the layout, you can see Lord Rathmore is really worth having on the layout, and I enjoy all the Patriot class locomotives, the Baby Scots. It really adds character to the layout, and as mentioned before, I like the London, Midland, Scotland locomotives. Now looking at a 1937 poster produced for the London, Midland and Scottish Railway promoting services between London and Scotland, entitled Scot Passes Scot. It was created by artist Brian Dejeunay. And here we can see the easy trench LMS Patriot locomotive also running again. And the layout is always busy as usual. And take some time and have a look at my layout as the locomotives run along. We can see is the LMS coronation, also making its debut on the layout. And please look out for the next LMS rollout edition still coming. That is number 4, 5 and 6 still on its way, so please stay tuned for that. Now coming back to our LMS Patriot class, lastly just want to add that none of the class survived into preservation, but there is a locomotive under construction currently, and the locomotive is known as the Unknown Warrior. So thank you once again everyone for joining me at Taraka Railways. I wish you all the best and enjoy your hobby and enjoy each other and be kind to each other all around the world. All my love, Elizabeth.